Hello mobilers, welcome to your World Mobile update for Q1 2026. The first quarter of 2026 made one thing very clear. World Mobile is entering a whole new phase of scale. From surpassing 3 million daily active users and 100,000 plus AirNodes, to launching US phone plans, activating live network builder auctions, and expanding into new markets like the Philippines. This quarter was packed with real momentum across infrastructure, products, and adoption. We also saw WMTX gain major traction across the market, EarthNode development move closer to its next phase, and World Mobile continued proving that its on-chain activity is backed by real telecom usage, not speculation. This is no longer just about vision. This is about execution across telecom, blockchain, ownership, and real-world connectivity. Let's break down everything that made Q1 2026 such a major quarter for World Mobile. February also reinforced the scale and importance of Pakistan within the World Mobile ecosystem. World Mobile highlighted the country's large unconnected population and pointed to tens of thousands of Spark AirNodes deployed through collaboration with WorldCall and Switch. These updates connected Pakistan not only to market scale, but also to the project's mission of bringing connectivity, education, and digital inclusion to underserved areas. This continues to make Pakistan one of the strongest proof points for World Mobile's DPIN model at scale. World Mobile launched its brand new AirNode platform in March, introducing a more streamlined operator experience with open drop participation, a unified dashboard, improved rewards visibility, and the ability to apply unclaimed rewards directly toward new AirNode purchases. The first Spark AirNode sale on the new platform brought Spark AirNodes back to Pakistan, expanding local coverage and supporting real demand for connectivity on the ground. The sale was successfully completed through the upgraded platform, marking an important operational step in scaling the AirNode ecosystem. World Mobile highlighted another real-world impact story from Pakistan, showing how Spark AirNodes helped bring reliable internet access into a school environment in Lahore. The connectivity enabled students and teachers to engage more directly with digital learning tools, reinforcing the broader social value of decentralized telecom infrastructure beyond purely commercial use cases. This gave March a strong human impact story to complement the network's operator and deployment milestones. World Mobile used February to revisit some of its mission-driven deployment work across Africa, particularly around education and connectivity access. It highlighted how Spark, AirNodes, and local partnerships are helping extend digital inclusion, while also sharing lessons from deployments in places such as Malawi. These updates showed that the company is continuing to refine and improve its shared economy deployment model through real work on the ground. This remains one of the most important parts of the broader World Mobile story, turning connectivity into a real-world development tool. One of the most exciting geographic milestones of January was the confirmation that the World Mobile network is now live in the Philippines. The rollout was highlighted through Siargao, where AirNodes had been installed and local operators were already helping bring infrastructure onto the ground. World Mobile framed this as another example of how decentralized telecom grows. Local operators first, infrastructure second, and then network effects compounding over time. This was a meaningful milestone because it signaled another live deployment market outside the project's previously dominant geographies and added Southeast Asia to World Mobile's growing real-world footprint. After January's rollout confirmation in Siargao, February brought more signs that the Philippines' expansion was continuing to gain visibility. World Mobile shared more blog-driven context around the expansion, while follow-up posts hinted at the next phase of node growth in the country and connected the Philippines story to the broader World Mobile chain and EarthNode narrative. This helped show that the Philippines was not a one-off launch mention, but part of a continuing regional growth story. World Mobile announced a new partnership with Community Wireless Corporation in the Philippines, a move designed to accelerate the company's existing Sari-Sari program and expand deployment opportunities across the country. The partnership gives World Mobile access to 2,140 infrastructure locations and a subscriber base of over 8 million, significantly strengthening its position for future AirNode growth and telecom expansion in the Philippines. This marked one of World Mobile's most meaningful geographic expansion updates of the month. Throughout January, the United States remained the focal geography for World Mobile's infrastructure expansion through the Network Builder platform. Posts during the month spotlighted specific U.S. regions and cities, including Palo Alto, Pittsburgh, Florida, Texas, and other high-demand areas where HEX bidding activity was strongest. World Mobile used these examples to show that the Network Builder rollout is not abstract. It is directly tied to real U.S. telecom opportunity zones and local deployment potential. This made January an important month not just for platform adoption, but for proving how World Mobile intends to scale telecom participation market by market across the United States. World Mobile also continued reinforcing the U.S. mission through messaging tied to uplift and community ownership. One notable January post revisited the story of Tristan Thompson and the idea that when traditional telecom providers fail communities, the answer is not to wait for better service. It is to build something better. This kept the U.S. narrative grounded not just in expansion and auctions, but in the larger mission of reclaiming ownership and access through decentralized telecom infrastructure.
Front gate. That shouldn't happen. Not here, not anywhere. So he reached out to World Mobile, a network owned by the people who use it. Instead of waiting on big wireless, Tristan's doing what no one expects. He's reclaiming power over his connectivity.
One of the most important product updates of February was the launch of new phone plans for the US market across the Starter, Standard, Unlimited, and Unlimited Plus tiers. World Mobile introduced transparent pricing, built-in network-level VPN protection, international calling options, and travel eSIM features on selected plans. The company also clarified that privacy is included as a baseline feature rather than a paid add-on, helping differentiate the offering from traditional telecom competitors. This launch marked a major shift from infrastructure-only growth into full-service subscriber products, and it created a clearer link between U.S. customer growth and activity on World Mobile chain. February also brought a more direct corporate signal around World Mobile's U.S. strategy. The company announced it had acquired approximately 18.5% of Cuentas Incas through the conversion of payable notes to equity, framing the move as a step toward accelerated rollout in the United States. This was an important strategic development because it pointed to stronger alignment around infrastructure, distribution, and broader U.S. expansion. March marked a major turning point for the World Mobile ecosystem as multiple key products and systems became live at the same time. This included the rollout of new USA phone plans, the activation of the Network Builder affiliate program, the deployment of the new AirNode platform, and the continued expansion of the HEX ownership ecosystem through Network Builder. Together, these launches showed that World Mobile was moving beyond isolated product releases and into a more integrated operational phase across telecom, infrastructure, and on-chain coordination. World Mobile advanced the next phase of its Network Builder rollout in March with the launch of Network Builder Auction Batch 4, allowing participants to bid for HEX NFTs and secure positions in the decentralized telecom expansion model. The company continued educating the community around the economics of HEX ownership, including how WMTX is used in the auction process and what potential HEX operator earnings could look like under the rewards framework. By the end of the month, Batch 4 had completed, marking another step forward in activating local telecom entrepreneurs through the platform. To support participants entering the Network Builder ecosystem, World Mobile continued building out the Network Builder Academy throughout March. The Academy expanded from foundational guidance on researching and valuing a HEX to practical onboarding on registration, bid management, affiliate marketing, collaboration between agents and hosts, and finally business planning for HEX operators. World Mobile also launched the Network Builder iOS app, giving users a mobile-first way to track auctions, manage hexes, build watchlists, and stay updated on new opportunities. These additions showed a growing focus on making the Network Builder system more accessible, more operationally ready, and more business-oriented for participants. World Mobile continued reinforcing the value of its new US phone plans by sharing a real subscriber example showing monthly savings of more than $150 compared with a traditional carrier. The example supported the company's positioning of its new plans as a more affordable, privacy-focused alternative to legacy telecom offerings in the United States. This helped strengthen the consumer side of the US rollout and showed that adoption was being driven not only by infrastructure, but also by clear product value. January marked one of the most important milestones in World Mobile's roadmap as the Network Builder platform progressed from the discovery phase into fully live public auctions. This transformed Network Builder from a concept into an active participation layer, allowing individuals and businesses to bid on hexes representing real-world telecom coverage areas across the United States. Throughout the month, World Mobile continued educating the community on how the system works, how to participate, and why this model matters for the future of decentralized telecom. This was a major step toward opening telecom infrastructure ownership to the public and putting real responsibility into the hands of builders. As January progressed, multiple Network Builder auction batches opened and closed successfully, showing strong demand for this new model of decentralized infrastructure ownership. Batch 1 concluded with all 50 auctions live and running, followed by Batch 2 and then Batch 3 later in the month. World Mobile also expanded the number of available hexes based on watchlist activity and user demand, including 100 new hexes spanning 29 US states. By the end of the month, the platform had matured from a launch moment into a functioning system with claimed hexes, active bidders, and growing participation across the map. This proved there is genuine appetite for ownership and entrepreneurship at the telecom infrastructure layer. In January, World Mobile also gave the community a clearer picture of the financial opportunity behind Network Builder. One of the month's most notable educational posts introduced an illustrative Year 1 Hex Operator Rewards example of $202,900, not as a guarantee, but as a framework to explain how rewards can stack when the role is executed successfully. World Mobile also published guidance on who the platform is designed for, emphasizing that Network Builder is aimed at builders, operators, and opportunity seekers willing to take on long-term responsibility. This helped frame Network Builder not just as speculation, but as a serious participation model built around execution and infrastructure growth. While Network Builder dominated the month, January also brought continued signs of progress on the World Mobile Chain side of the ecosystem. World Mobile Chain teased 2026 as the year of the chain, shared that EarthNode development had reached 90% progress, and hosted the first EarthNode operator call of the year. Although these updates were lighter than the Network Builder rollout, they reinforced that the underlying infrastructure and coordination layer powering the ecosystem continues to advance in parallel. February gave the community a much clearer look at what comes next for the ecosystem through World Mobile's 2026 roadmap update. The roadmap highlighted several major priorities for the year ahead, including new phone plans, AirNode NFTs, and broader RWA positioning, continued Network Builder expansion, EarthNode testnet progress, World Mobile Chain ecosystem growth, William AI, and Cardano staking improvements. This was an important roadmap moment because it showed that World Mobile is not just scaling its current infrastructure, but preparing the next layer of products, ownership models, and utility around the network. World Mobile also showed continued progress on the EarthNode side of the ecosystem during February. Key signals included the EarthNode giveaway campaign, operator engagement, the launch of a closed user group dashboard for testers, and another EarthNode operator call. The CUG dashboard in particular showed that testers now have a dedicated control panel for issue tracking, service health monitoring, and knowledge base access. Altogether, these updates suggest that the operational infrastructure behind EarthNodes is continuing to mature as the broader network expands. February also strengthened the Network Builder story by expanding how participation can drive subscriber growth. World Mobile positioned Network Builder as more than just a bidding system for hexes, emphasizing local ownership, shared upside, and infrastructure-driven growth. Late in the month, this evolved further with the launch of the Network Builder Affiliate Program, which connected subscriber acquisition more directly to hex expansion. This showed that Network Builder is growing into a broader economic coordination model, not just a one-time infrastructure ownership concept. World Mobile used March to show that EarthNode development was continuing to move forward behind the scenes. The closed user group was already live, EarthNode progress continued to be referenced through operator calls, and the company increasingly framed EarthNodes as a core part of what comes next after the Spark AirNode era. These updates reinforce that the EarthNode layer is becoming more central as World Mobile moves toward its next infrastructure phase. World Mobile introduced the upcoming EarthNode Agentic Ecosystem, outlining a new infrastructure layer designed to support autonomous AI-driven systems. The system is expected to include sovereign identity, private mesh networking, isolated compute environments, edge AI inference, and autonomous payment capabilities, all powered by EarthNodes. This marked a significant expansion of World Mobile's vision beyond telecom, positioning the network as a foundational layer for decentralized AI infrastructure. The announcement also gained outside visibility through early media pickup, helping validate it as one of the ecosystem's most ambitious infrastructure announcements to date. World Mobile continued to demonstrate strong operator demand throughout January, with another Spark AirNode drop taking place early in the month, followed by another later in January. Both campaigns followed the familiar pattern that had become a hallmark of the network. Early access opened, participation surged, and the drops sold out once again. These repeated sellouts continued to reinforce that demand for community-owned telecom infrastructure remains strong, and that the AirNode model is still attracting real interest from operators looking to earn while helping grow the network. January also reinforced one of the most important pieces of the World Mobile ecosystem: operator payouts. AirNode rewards for November 2025 and December 2025 went live during the month, while community posts and reshared earnings examples highlighted that operators are continuing to receive monthly rewards for powering real network activity. This remains one of the clearest examples of the sharing economy model working in practice, where real infrastructure deployment is tied directly to recurring economic participation. One of the biggest milestones of January was World Mobile crossing two defining benchmarks for real-world scale: over 100,000 AirNodes deployed globally, more than 3 million daily active users relying on the network every day. World Mobile framed this as proof that the network has moved beyond theory and into sustained telecom scale usage. Supporting posts throughout the month reinforced that this traffic includes voice, messaging, browsing, and streaming, all happening across live infrastructure already deployed in the field. This was one of the strongest pieces of evidence yet that World Mobile is operating at a meaningful real-world scale. World Mobile spent much of February reinforcing the strength of its AirNode operator model. The company highlighted that AirNode operators had earned a cumulative $1.45 million across 544 operators from June 2024 through December 2025, proving that the DPIN model is generating real recurring earnings. February also brought another AirNode sales cycle, with new sale windows opening, early access going live, and another drop eventually selling out. This combination of operator payouts and repeated sellouts continued to reinforce that demand for community-owned telecom infrastructure is holding strong. February also brought another strong deployment milestone, with World Mobile revealing that 113,083 AirNodes had now been deployed across the network. That figure pushed the scale of the network even further beyond earlier milestones and was framed as larger than the combined number of Walmart, Target, and Costco locations in the United States. This update helped reinforce that World Mobile's infrastructure footprint is not small or experimental anymore. It is growing into a genuinely large and active deployment layer. Alongside January AirNode rewards, World Mobile rolled out a refreshed AirNode platform during February. The update introduced a cleaner dashboard, more control over claims, and a more streamlined operator experience. Most notably, operators can now apply earned rewards toward future AirNode drops at checkout, making it easier to recycle rewards directly back into network expansion. This was a meaningful product improvement for operators and a strong example of the ecosystem becoming more integrated and user-friendly over time. World Mobile confirmed that the final public Spark AirNode drop would take place on April 1st, marking the end of open public access to one of the network's most important operator entry points. Throughout March, the company framed Spark AirNodes as the product that helped prove decentralized ownership at scale, with more than 130,000 units deployed and real-world impact already demonstrated across regions like Pakistan. World Mobile also clarified that after the final public drop, Spark AirNodes would remain active, but future access would shift toward deeper ecosystem participation through products such as phone plans, Premier Rewards, and locked WMTX access. World Mobile launched another Spark AirNode drop in March, but unexpectedly high demand caused technical issues that prevented purchases from completing as planned. To ensure fair access for all participants, the team postponed the drop by 24 hours, and later, relaunched it with updated access instructions through the AirNode platform. While the delay showed the strain of strong demand, it also reinforced continued operator interest in community-owned telecom infrastructure. World Mobile announced that over $1.5 million in rewards had been distributed to Spark AirNode operators, reinforcing the viability of its operator earnings model. The update also highlighted a new feature allowing operators to apply rewards directly toward future AirNode purchases, strengthening the network's reinvestment loop. This further demonstrated how the operator economy continues to compound as the network grows. January brought several important updates that reinforced WMTX as more than just a token. It remains the utility layer powering participation across the World Mobile ecosystem. World Mobile Chain highlighted that WMTX is used for network builder bidding on base, while also continuing to emphasize its role in telecom-grade on-chain coordination and settlement. Throughout the month, World Mobile repeatedly tied WMTX back to real-world network usage, showing that the token is directly connected to actual subscriber activity rather than existing as a disconnected speculative asset.
3 million daily active users, 100,000 active nodes. At the heart of it all is WMTX, the utility token that powers both the network and the blockchain that runs it. Every time someone connects through World Mobile, whether it's a call, a stream, or data transfer, that activity generates an on-chain transaction on the World Mobile chain. Each transaction consumes WMTX as gas, driving continuous demand for the token as network activity grows. At the same time, part of the revenue from those connections is used to buy WMTX on the open market, permanently removing supply and strengthening the treasury. And then there's the incentive loop. Node operators, the people who deploy and maintain EarthNodes, are rewarded in WMTX for securing the blockchain. Usage fuels revenue. Revenue funds buybacks. Buybacks grow the treasury. The treasury rewards operators who manage the network. Every participant earns from participation, creating a living, breathing, self-sustaining economy built on connectivity. Welcome to the new frontier of connectivity.
January also expanded the ways users could move and use WMTX across ecosystems. The Singularity Net bridge officially opened for WMTX, allowing movement between Cardano and other supported chains, while Binance and BNB chain onboarding posts help new community members understand how to bridge into Base and begin staking. These updates made participation more accessible for a broader audience and strengthened the token's cross-chain flexibility. World Mobile also published the latest ecosystem metrics data during January, highlighting December 2025 performance. Key figures included EarthNode buybacks has 87% increase, network revenue USA has plus 4% increase, and network revenue total has plus 6% increase. World Mobile Chain also pointed to a buyback wallet that was locked and loaded, signaling continued support for the token economy through network-generated activity. These metrics gave the community another transparent look at how infrastructure usage, commercial activity, and token economics are continuing to compound together. One of February's clearest recurring themes was that WMTX is designed for utility, not speculation. World Mobile repeatedly tied the token back to real subscriber activity, showing that 3 million daily users, real calls, texts, streams, and data usage are feeding the system. It emphasized that WMTX sits at the center of the World Mobile ecosystem, supporting staking, network builder participation, AirNodes, and the wider economic flywheel that connects telecom usage to token utility. Several posts also reinforced that World Mobile is building a revenue-backed, decentralized telecom model, helping clarify why the token has a fundamentally different narrative from purely speculative assets. February also brought practical improvements around how users can access and use WMTX. World Mobile highlighted staking education, better token onboarding, and new swap infrastructure that expanded access across a wider number of chains. Through integrations such as Houdini Swap and Bungie Exchange, WMTX became increasingly accessible to users coming from many different ecosystems, while staking remained a central way to participate and earn. These updates strengthened the token's usability and lowered friction for new participants entering the ecosystem. Beyond the active core staking system, February also introduced early details of an upgraded staking experience. World Mobile said the new staking platform is being prepared with a multi-chain unified interface, flexible and locked staking options, and potential yields of up to 10% APY for longer lock periods. This points to a more mature staking layer coming to the ecosystem, one that is better aligned with the growing complexity of World Mobile's multi-chain and infrastructure-backed model. February gave even more evidence that World Mobile Chain is being driven by real-world telecom activity rather than speculative usage alone. The network highlighted 3 million daily active users, over 29 million transactions processed to date, more than 1.1 billion IPDR transfers, and high-frequency block production at roughly 0.5-second intervals. World Mobile also clarified that these metrics represent real telecom subscribers and real service activity, not just passive wallet counts. This remains one of the strongest parts of the World Mobile story: blockchain activity directly tied to everyday connectivity usage. March brought another series of strong ecosystem metrics for World Mobile, with the network surpassing 3.1 million daily users, over 118,000 AirNodes, and later reaching a new all-time high of 124,464 deployed AirNodes globally. World Mobile Chain also continued showing significant on-chain activity, with batch transactions climbing past 33 million and later rising from 24 million to 36 million during the quarter, while transaction fees and daily active usage continued to grow. These figures reinforced World Mobile's claim that its blockchain activity is driven by real telecom usage rather than speculation, supported by millions of subscribers using the network every day. World Mobile continued supporting both token holders and infrastructure operators in March through ongoing staking and rewards updates. A new core staking epoch began at the start of the month, while AirNode rewards for February also went live, bringing total distributed rewards for Spark AirNode operators to over $1.5 million. The company also continued emphasizing reward utility by allowing operators to apply accumulated rewards directly toward future AirNode purchases. These updates help reinforce the role of WMTX and the wider operator economy as practical, compounding components of the ecosystem. World Mobile continued emphasizing that its telecom infrastructure, user activity, and settlement layer are deeply integrated on-chain through Base. The company framed Base as the home of its on-chain telecom economy, where millions of users can participate in a decentralized, user-owned mobile network that settles activity through blockchain infrastructure. This theme was reinforced throughout March and later supported by wider Base ecosystem recognition. One of the biggest market milestones of January was the addition of WMTX to Binance Alpha, significantly expanding visibility and access within the Binance ecosystem. World Mobile positioned the listing as a reflection of sustained real-world growth, highlighting that WMTX is backed by an ecosystem already serving millions of daily users and supported by over 100,000 deployed AirNodes. This was a major step forward in market accessibility and helped place World Mobile in front of a much broader crypto-native audience. Alongside the Binance Alpha milestone, WMTX also continued gaining traction across external platforms and communities. During January, World Mobile and community members highlighted WMTX reaching trending positions on CoinMarketCap, while CoinMarketCap itself also featured the project in its news roundup. The project also received additional visibility in South Korea through research coverage from Zangle. These signals reflected growing awareness of World Mobile as one of the more visible DePIN-related ecosystems entering 2026. February was one of the strongest market momentum months yet for WMTX. The token climbed to the top of Binance Alpha activity, at times accounting for a significant share of total platform volume. Trading volume moved from hundreds of millions to over $1 billion, then beyond $2 billion in 24-hour volume, while WMTX also ranked among the top trending assets by volume on CoinMarketCap. At the same time, holder growth accelerated on BNB Chain, passing 17,000 and later 22,000 holders, showing that access and distribution were expanding alongside liquidity. World Mobile also used February to reinforce its positioning inside the broader on-chain ecosystem. Posts highlighted WMTX and World Mobile Chain as a leading ARWA and DPIN project on Base, with strong daily active user rankings and growing relevance in wider crypto discussions around real-world utility. This helped extend the market story beyond price and volume and towards structural relevance within the Base and DPIN landscape. World Mobile reported strong month-on-month growth across multiple ecosystem revenue categories using its updated ecosystem metrics dashboard. The January figures highlighted 95% growth in total revenue, 206% growth in hardware revenue, 140% growth in affiliate revenue, and 12% growth in network revenue. This added another layer of evidence that World Mobile's DPIN model is not only expanding in usage, but also maturing economically across the stack. World Mobile reported several notable WMTX milestones throughout March, including strong buyback activity, a growing buyback pool, continued holder expansion across chains, and improving visibility on major market tracking platforms. The token surpassed 52,000 total holders, with BNB Chain alone reaching 26,864 holders, while WMTX also climbed to new all-time high rankings on CoinMarketCap and continued appearing prominently in market trend and volume charts. Together, these updates reflected a month of growing market awareness, broader token distribution, and increasingly visible buyback-driven token economics. January featured several partnership and ecosystem expansion moments that showed how World Mobile's infrastructure can support a wider range of telecom and Web3 use cases. World Mobile officially announced a partnership with OOKC Labs to strengthen its reach across the Middle East and China, while ongoing posts also highlighted Toshi Mobile as another example of World Mobile's decentralized mobile network framework being applied in new contexts. Together, these updates reinforce the idea that World Mobile is building not just one network, but a telecom infrastructure stack that can power multiple brands, operators, and distribution layers. January also included stronger messaging around how World Mobile's telecom stack can work alongside complementary technologies. One of the month's more interesting technical narratives highlighted how Starlink can support transport and backhaul, while World Mobile handles the local access, user ownership, and community participation layer. This reinforced that World Mobile is not trying to replicate legacy telecom models exactly, but rather build a more flexible and decentralized version of telecom infrastructure. World Mobile expanded the practical reach of its infrastructure through ZBECnet, a decentralized mobile network that combines global eSIM connectivity with real-time payments. By connecting telecom access with payment functionality across more than 100 countries, this partnership pushed the ecosystem beyond connectivity alone and into a more complete mainstream Web3 use case. This was one of February's clearest examples of World Mobile's infrastructure, supporting an entire digital service layer built on top of the network. February also brought a meaningful strategic milestone for World Mobile Stratospheric, which joined the HAPS Alliance. The move signals continued progress toward future flight testing and commercial service for hydrogen-powered aircraft designed to deliver direct-to-handset 5G from the stratosphere. This gave added credibility to World Mobile's long-term alternative infrastructure ambitions and showed that the stratospheric layer continues to advance beyond concept messaging. World Mobile announced a new Memorandum of Understanding with Nasdaq-listed Lianhe Sowell to explore how AI-powered devices, AirNodes, RWAs, and decentralized digital infrastructure could converge in future deployments. The initiative points toward a broader vision where connectivity infrastructure does not just support human telecom usage, but also emerging AI and autonomous systems. This was one of the most ambitious strategic announcements of the month and showed World Mobile pushing further into AI-native infrastructure territory.
You see mobile as a new backbone?
Yeah. So this very interesting question. A lot of the discussion right now with AI is very much about AI and cloud infrastructure. The foundational models, all the power that they need, very much in neo-cloud centralized. But we look a little bit broader perspective, like when inference is coming into play, how are we going to use AI there's a lot more moving parts to it. And it's moving from the old mobile compute paradigm where we had centralized clouds, we have undifferentiated connectivity, and we have smartphones as the primary devices. Now the cloud infrastructure or the things, part of the applications we're going to run on the device, but other parts are going to run in different parts of the cloud. And it is the mobile connectivity that connect it, because you want something that's reliable, you want something that's secure, and is available everywhere. And therefore, we see that the differentiated connectivity enabled by open network APIs and network slicing, that is really, really powerful when we're looking at about AI applications on both sides.
World Mobile strengthened its position within the base ecosystem during March, continuing to emphasize that its telecom infrastructure, user activity, and settlement layer are all deeply integrated on-chain through Base. The project was also featured as App of the Week on Base, further validating its role as one of the ecosystem's strongest real-world infrastructure applications. This added another layer of ecosystem recognition as World Mobile continued bridging real telecom usage with blockchain infrastructure. February also brought more external visibility for the project through interviews and media appearances featuring CEO Mickey Watkins. Across platforms such as Crypto Coin Show and the Block Hash podcast, World Mobile used these conversations to explain how decentralized telecom is already operating at scale, supported by millions of users, active infrastructure, and privacy-focused connectivity. These appearances helped strengthen awareness and credibility as World Mobile continued positioning itself at the intersection of telecom and Web3. World Mobile used March to further spotlight its Stratospheric initiative, showcasing the platform at MWC 2026 in Barcelona and presenting its high-altitude connectivity vision to governments, telecom operators, and infrastructure partners. The company later shared additional progress from the Mojave Desert, one of the world's best-known aerospace testing grounds, where development around hydrogen-powered aircraft, phased-array 5G antennas, and AI-driven beamforming continued to move forward. World Mobile also published a new blog summarizing its MWC 2026 progress and the growing momentum behind its next-generation non-terrestrial telecom infrastructure plans. January brought several updates aimed at strengthening community participation across the World Mobile ecosystem. The Scan for Points initiative crossed 5,000 scanners, and the Scan for Points app received a new reminder notification feature to help users stay engaged. World Mobile also opened dedicated network builder channels on Telegram and Discord, giving builders and community members a more focused place to discuss the platform, ask questions, and stay updated. These updates help deepen participation at the community layer while giving users more ways to actively engage with the ecosystem beyond simply holding a token. World Mobile also kept its community-led marketing initiatives active through the monthly Content Bounty program. After closing out the December round, the team opened the January bounty with a heavy focus on network builder content, encouraging users to create educational and promotional content around bids, live auctions, platform walkthroughs, and the broader mission behind the initiative. This continued World Mobile's push to make the community itself a core part of ecosystem growth and storytelling. World Mobile launched the Network Builder Affiliate Program, evolving its earlier referral model into a more structured growth engine. Unlike traditional telecom affiliate programs that reward only a one-time sign-up, this model ties rewards to subscriber retention, usage, and network growth within each hex. World Mobile also shared more detail on commission structures across its subscription plans, emphasizing that the system is built around compounding growth rather than one-off transactions. This was a meaningful February update because it connected community-led subscriber growth directly to infrastructure expansion and made participation in the network's growth engine more explicit. February also included smaller but useful indicators of community growth and participation. World Mobile highlighted user experiences across multiple countries, celebrated broader supporter growth, and continued building engagement around the mission of reclaiming power through decentralized telecom infrastructure. These updates helped reinforce that the project's growth is not only happening through infrastructure and products, but also through a steadily expanding global community. World Mobile launched a limited-time WMTX portfolio campaign that rewarded purchases with tiered prices, including the opportunity to win an EarthNode. The campaign was designed to drive short-term community engagement while tying rewards back to real infrastructure participation inside the ecosystem. It served as another example of how World Mobile continues to connect token activity with infrastructure-linked incentives. That wraps up Q1 2026. And what a way to start the year! World Mobile crossed 3 million daily active users. AirNode deployments surged past 100,000 and kept climbing. The US rollout expanded with new phone plans and live network builder auctions. The Philippines officially went live, and EarthNode progress moved closer to the next phase. From telecom infrastructure and operator rewards to market growth, ecosystem expansion, and real-world deployments, World Mobile continues proving that decentralized telecom is not just scaling, it's maturing. And if Q1 is any sign of what's ahead, 2026 could be one of the most important years yet for the entire ecosystem. If you enjoyed this recap, be sure to like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you never miss an update. Drop a comment below. What was your biggest highlight of Q1? And as always, stay connected, stay decentralized, and keep reclaiming power with World Mobile.